Okay, so I'm here with Neil Grunsell, podcast style. I just want to, Neil's been really kind in jumping on to share just a few things about his really quick success. So Neil has got a really long history in business, and he's now bought a franchise, Plumbing Bros. And Neil and I caught up a while ago and had a look at the model, and it looked really good. It was one of the only businesses that I wasn't able to pick holes in as a startup, actually. And yeah, he's only been at it not long. I think, is it 5 weeks, Neil?
Yeah, 5 weeks. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to ask you, what's happening for you in the business right now?
So we've just taken on our second plumber. So he's been with us. This is his third week with us now. We've also been fortunate enough to get a referral for another plumber who's going to join us the week after Easter. So he's a sole trader. He's been in business for 15 years, and he's going to roll his business across into ours.
Yeah.
Which is really exciting. So he's bringing across a full book of work. With the franchise model that we use with Plumbing Bros, they've got a national sales team as well. So they're really instrumental in picking up sort of larger clients like real estate agents and builders, and which has been really fantastic. And we've been fortunate enough to pick up Winnings Appliances in Queensland.
Yeah. Yeah. And how did you get that one? Did you get that? Did head office get that?
The guys over in Perth, so the head office guys managed to land that. They've been doing it for about 4 months over in WA, and they've really enjoyed the business model.
Yeah.
So we started off with 2 days a week with them in February, and by the end of the first week, they asked us to go full time. So.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Which is what we've just started ticking over with. So it's good, it's consistent work. It gets us into people's homes. We've been picking up repeat clients from those jobs as well.
Yeah.
Which has been really important. One lady's had us back 3 times for 3 different jobs over a 2-week period, and we're just about to do a $10,000 bathroom renovation for her now as well. So.
Wow. Wow. And for anyone listening to this, I'm going to suggest you read the E-Myth because Neil's bought a franchise, right? And there's good and bad franchises out there, but I would have to say the Plumbing Bros group, and they have other franchises, just appears to be one of those really good ones. Franchising is super regulated. I recommended to a business buddy recently that he consider getting a franchise versus building a fresh business, because it is a done for you system. So Neil, in terms of, because there's sales is one side of it, but being able to deliver a service that is also profitable, and then maximizing all that. So did they give you a really good structure in terms of the services and like what I call the pricing model and the productized services and all that kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of they have a basic quoting guide. For all the day-to-day kind of jobs.
Yeah.
And then there's they've got a manual as well that really just breaks down each of whether it's toilets, bathrooms, construction, new home builds and that sort of thing. So the operations and systems that they've got in place has been really, really helpful.
Yeah.
And then you throw into that, the guys that I've got working with us now are just phenomenal. So Matt who's my senior plumber, who actually runs the field team. He had his own business for about 8 years as well.
Yeah.
And he's got a really good, strong network of loyal clients that have stuck with him over the years, even when he wrapped up his whole business.
Yeah.
So it's and he's got very much got the same focus as what I do. It's it's all about the customer experience and doing the right thing, and making sure that everyone's looked after, and it resonates really, really well. So for him to go out, I've got no issues with him going out. He can quote on the spot. We've developed our own system for making sure that the quoting process is really efficient.
Yep. And then following up on the quotes.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Tell me about that.
So how the process that we've worked out for our office is the initial introduction is generally done by me. So the customers, I'm the first touch point. So we build that relationship, we build that rapport, understanding what their needs are and qualifying them properly. What I also do is I do a warm handover with Matt-I during that conversation. So the customer knows that Matt-I or Nathan or Rick, soon to be, they'll be coming out and they'll be actually having a look at their home and having a look at the job. And while they're on site, they're logged into one of our supplier apps and actually loading all the materials into the app while they're walking through the property. Making notes in there about what the work needs to be done and then putting an estimated time frame in there. They let me know straight away that it's in there. I jump into the system while I'm back in the office, build out the quote, get it straight to the client, follow them up the next day, talking through all the detail, and then we close it. We're generally closing quotes within sort of 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, okay. You follow up on the phone, email, text, all of the above?
Yeah, so it's an initial email that goes out. It's a personalised email as well. There's a core component that is kind of stock standard. But I make sure that there's a personal element in there as well, just so people don't feel like they're just it's a generic thing. And then that email's followed up with, and if it goes to them first thing in the morning, then they get a follow up in the afternoon or first thing the following morning.
Follow up, right? Yeah. And are you using any particular job costing software?
Yes, we use a scorer. So
Scorer.
Yeah.
Score up.
No, a scorer. ASCORA.
Okay, a scorer. And is that an important thing for you to keep your eye on the profit of each job?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So full job management software.
Yeah. Okay, great. And some more questions. So I know the answer to this, but for everyone else, are you a plumber, Neil?
No, I'm not.
So what are you? What's your role in the business?
Look, sales, marketing, operations, HR, coffee, tea lady.
Cleaner, everything, yeah.
Yeah, cleaner. Lunch maid.
Yeah.
But
you're not a plumber, right?
I'm not a plumber.
Yeah.
I do all of the stuff that plumbers hate. So, and it's this way the boys don't need to be, or the girls. Hopefully we get some female tradies later. They're few and far between, which is disappointing, but it's another story. The guys, because I take away all the operational stuff. Yeah. It's the boys are really enjoying, like they're just more passionate about the actual day-to-day job. So they don't have to worry about the paperwork. They don't have to worry about chasing up invoices. They don't have to worry about chasing up quotes or closing deals or any of that time-consuming stuff that would take them away from actually just generating revenue.
And in reverse, because some tradies, they're going to obviously tell you that they then struggle to get the time or the energy for any of what you do because they're on the tools. So it's really important. And then recruitment, because I know recruitment is something that is just second nature to you because you've been doing it forever and you've got really strong HR and recruitment skills. So I noticed that you used the word senior. Are all of your team senior?
No, so Matt-I was my first plumber. So he's what we call a master plumber within the business. So the master plumber is they're the top dog. So all of the other tradesmen report directly to them. So as we start to get bigger, so once we start to get to around about 6 or 7 plumbers on the road, he'll start to step back a little bit and take on a bit more of an operational role. More around the coaching, the development, the tackling some of the quotes, and more moving into kind of more of a right hand man for me to be able to take some of that operational pressure off. So
Yeah. And I think,
sorry,
that's so important in every business, right? So I've got what I'd call my master bookkeeper then, and she oversees everything, like you're saying. And I think that's where, if I see the mistakes that some trade businesses make, it's trying to be that person themselves and expand the business.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's I mean, the model seems to be working. I mean,
yeah. Your camera's gone off.
Oh.
See if we can get it back on.
Sorry, I was just messaging one of the guys. He's just turned up to pick up some stock.
Oh, good. Yeah, I won't keep you too much longer. Because in my model, I have plan, team, marketing, selling, standards, right? Because I say you need a plan in place, which is obviously around, or maybe not so obviously around, you need to know where you're going in your business plan, like your plan on a page, but you also need your productization, your product innovation, your pricing systems, your strategic foundation. You need to know who you're serving, the problem you solve, your niche, all of those kind of things. And then team is part two for me. It comes before marketing, because without the winning football team in place, how are we going to win the game? And I do see business owners with people-pleasing management styles, business owners who accept, I say there's 4 types of team members that we bring on. There's superstars, there's workhorses, there's yo-yos, and there's time wasters. And if we leave those yo-yos and time wasters on the team, we're not going to win the game. And also, if we don't have just the right people in the right positions, would you agree we're just not going to win the game?
Oh, 100%. And it's having that people first model and, approach. And, if you hire right, you look after your team, they look after your customers, which look after us, right?
Yeah.
And it's, with the guys, they've been absolutely amazing. They're, like I said to you before, I haven't had to do a sales call for 3 weeks. So it's the guys are turning up, and whenever they're turning up to a job, that job turns into another 2 or 3 because of the service that they're giving. Customers really appreciate the multiple touch points, with the initial conversation and the service they get on site, and then they get a follow-up call from me once the job's done as well, asking for feedback, and that seems to be working really, really well for us.
Yeah. And so what I'm hearing, before I ask you a bit of a wrap-up question, is you've bought a valuable system. Like, you invested a lot of time and energy in going, here's a system. And, we know in business that you must either buy a system or create a system. Like, I call my first 5 years in business the fuck up years, because I had to create my own system. And after that, I got there after that, been about 12 years now. But you found yourself a valuable system. You actually spent the time and energy, even with me, saying, can you actually have a look as an management accountant? So you bought a valuable system, then you put the right people in the right jobs. And on top of that, you, as part of that valuable system and with the right people in the right jobs, lead generation, you got that working. Do you know what I mean? So that you're always overbooked. And they seem like 3 key elements. If you were going to pick your top 3 in terms of how you have broken even in 5 weeks, unheard of in a business, you've started to break even. What do you think your top 3 would be?
Look, definitely people. That's always going to be number 1. It's just, and even when I'm doing interviews with the plumbers, I talk about the fact that we're in the people business. Plumbing is just what we do, right? That's how we make money. But at the end of the day, we're still in the people business. So whether it's our customers, whether it's our team, whether it's the suppliers, it doesn't matter as long as we're looking after everyone and we're keeping those people front and center. The rest actually looks after itself. So, second one would definitely be making sure your systems and processes are right, and there's not unnecessary steps, and you're constantly looking and reviewing your operations and trying to work out ways of doing things better and making it more efficient, making it quicker. I'm doing some things at the moment where I'm trying to automate and reduce the scheduling time for a lot of our repeat business. So, that's gone from taking up, 40, 45 minutes a day to, I've got it down to under 10 minutes, which is,
wow. I mean, that as efficiency and increasing profit and reducing profit bleeding, like I could just go on forever about that. So that's amazing. Yeah.
And it's, and I speak to the guys, easily half a dozen times a day, just picking their brains, trying to understand what they're going through on the field. And, I'm going out on site with them as well when I can, so I can actually see what they're doing and trying to pick, trying to work out ways that they could do their job better, and from an outside perspective. And we're picking up a lot of wins that way as well.
Yeah.
It's just getting those turnaround times. You save 15 minutes on every single job. At the end of the day, like, that's another job that you can squeeze into the schedule. Like,
massive efficiency. We're always doing that. We're trying to get a minute here and a minute there. And I know an architectural firm that runs at half what anyone else runs because of efficiency. It's just, and the same kind of thing. So all businesses have to be invested in this. And it actually breaks my heart, makes me a little mad when I see businesses wasting so much money.
And it's like, don't get me wrong, like, we still got a bit of low hanging fruit, but it's, it's only week 5. So but it's a better every week approach, I call it. If you're just always trying to be better and more efficient, business never slows down and the landscape never slows down. So we've got to be changing the landscape, haven't we? I think so. So that would be, so people, that fascinated me because I've just been chatting to someone about advocacy, and it's like this people first approach is about creating that advocacy for your business, isn't it? And your clients, your suppliers. And this person has built a 7-figure profit business on advocacy. And I'm fascinated by that. So that people first is my big takeaway from today that I'm really going to think about. So systems and processes, and what would be your third? Systems and process, but also service as well. So it's kind of a pretty close number 2 and number 3, to be honest. So when you're talking about the profitability side of things, if your operations is not up to standard, then obviously your profitability goes down the toilet. So little plumbing joke there. And then definitely number 3, or a close third, would definitely be service, and just making sure you're exceeding people's needs and expectations. So and I call that the secret sauce. So we like to help clients just think about what's their secret sauce recipe for how they deliver the best service every time, which is a good one too. So remarkable service and getting better every week, isn't it? Definitely. And that was one of the things that drew me to the Plumbing Bros franchise, was the fact that the whole franchise model was around non-plumbers taking over, and it just being around 5-star service. Like
5-star service.
It's 5-star service, and it's ingrained in the business.
And they gave you models for that?
A lot of it's not too dissimilar to what 20 years in retail. It doesn't really, good service is good service, no matter which way you want to cut it up. It's always going to get down to the basics, really.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. And good people give good service, but if we're going to put up with time wasters and yo-yos, then it's not going to happen. Yeah. I heard once someone said, hire fast and fire even faster. And I'm not sure I agree with that, but there is still something in it.
Hire slow, get it right. Fire fast and get that right.
Oh, that's interesting, because I think hire slowly too. Like, I know if you make a rash decision, it comes back to bite you. I mean, I can understand the theory. It's like, but I definitely find it hard to fire fast because, your heart's in it and you want to do the right thing. But maybe we need to remember it's about the win for the client first, then the win for the team, and then the win for the brand. And poor performers, are not great for clients or the team.
No, not at all. And it's, you still do the right thing, and you give them more tools and resources and coaching and training and development, and you take the skill out of it and just really just get it down to whether they've got the will to be able to do it or not. And then it makes it a lot easier decision. So
yeah. So hire slow, fire fast.
yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. This has been amazing. I'll just
My
stop
absolute
our
pleasure.
little recording.